Good evening and welcome back to the Masked Cricketer. Last time we were with you was actually the 9th of December with lovely Fran Wilson, who was a really nice guest to finish what was our last episode, actually. And that wasn't the plan. We did have one or two others lined up, but unfortunately BBC and BT Sport got a little bit in the way of a couple of them. Unfortunately, they needed to earn some money, so it became quite difficult to get the cricketers on board for another few episodes. What we're looking to do is we will come back with a few specials here and there dotted around, so you can't get rid of us. No, you can't get rid of us. Sorry. That's what it is and will be. And we're also going to be revisiting the pundits panel, which we hope to get some special guests on for the pundits panel over the next few weeks. And we are definitely going to badger you for the next 7 weeks. 7 weeks today, actually, is the date, the 2nd of May, for our third charity match against the Lord's Taverners. It's actually their first fixture in the calendar, so quite a prestigious fixture, not only for us but for them as well. So we're really honoured to be the first game that the Tavs have in 2022, and of course that will be. It goes without saying at that rather nice place, Oxford Downs Cricket Club in Stanlake. So there we go. You've got it here first. It is the 2nd of May 2022. A lot of organisation to go before we get to that stage, but a lot of hard work to do to make sure it's a special occasion. We know already at 12:15 Dick Giles, George Hiley and Damon Colley will be hello, if you're watching, hello. Both of them now Foundation One coaches, so many congratulations to both George and Damon. That's an amazing achievement. So proud of them both that they're on their coaching journey. So we look forward to seeing them in action at 12:15 on the 2nd of May before the actual main charity event. But it will be great to see those children actually having another great time at Oxford Downs. It was brilliant to watch last year. We commentated on it, and one or two of us joined in, so it was a real special occasion for sure. So you see down the bottom there, I've scrolled it at the moment, is our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, hit like, do whatever, get your notifications. If we could monetize our YouTube channel, it would be brilliant, because all monies will go, of course, to the Lord's Taverners. It's an amazing charity. So we will put down a scroll later for donations that can still be made to the Lord's Taverners for such a great cause for disadvantaged and disabled children in this country. Welcome, K-Dog. It's been a while.
Well, yesterday I last saw you.
Yesterday. Yeah, it wasn't been a while at all, was it? No.
Hello. Hi, George. George is on. Hello, George. Hello, Matthew.
George.
Hello, everybody. Darryl, we've actually got quite a few people watching, so they obviously have missed us, because we got up to quite a few consecutive viewers there for a minute. They've suddenly realised it's just you and me, and they're all logging off now. But just
absolutely. They've had enough.
We got up to sort of 20 odd, which is quite impressive.
I'm quite pleased we got our adoring fan on.
Which one? Wes? No, Mr. Spearman.
Yeah, it's Spearman.
He's just said that he's got the day off work on the 2nd of May, so he can come and commentate. Wes, we don't need you. We'll get somebody better. Sorry, Wes, I'm only joking. He's got COVID, bless him. So get well soon.
Sorry to hear that, Wes.
Yeah, but he's just a bit of a wussy person. No, he's fine. It's just a sniffle. We'll be fine. Just a word of warning, Woods. I've just noticed by watching on the laptop that you have the captions on today. So make sure you speak very clearly. We don't want any swear words coming up on the captions. And I've noticed there's a lot of ums. There's a lot of ums when you're talking at the moment. There's lots of So there you go.
That's right. Really concentrating, Kieran, to make sure that we get everything in this.
We've already had Daniel Smith, the resident cameraman, he's also available on the 2nd of May. Daniel Smith, of course, was the lad that captured that outstanding piece of fielding from K-Dog that stopped that boundary, which won us the game. So, Daniel,
when you fell over,
when I dived on the ball and heroically stopped that boundary, and obviously winning by 2 runs, it was a crucial moment. So, apparently it's just me that's got captions on, nobody else. So there you go. Thank you, Wes. Thanks for dropping me in it once again. Yes, I'm really looking forward to the 3rd edition of the Masked Cricketer versus the Lords Taverners. The sun will shine, won't it, Darryl? It has done both times so far. At a very, very nice cricket ground, which I'm sure Darryl's now going to flash up again.
Be rude not to, wouldn't it, really?
Obviously, over the last 2 years, we've raised well over £6,500. Can we get close to sort of 8,000-9,000? Can we possibly even get to 5 figures? Possibly. We've got a couple of auction prizes already up for grabs. There's one in particular which I'm very excited about. It went missing. It was missing for a long time. Well, it wasn't missing. I kind of knew where it was, but I think we've located it. And I think that this will probably be the star attraction, especially now. With the auction, which is a signed set of Shane Warne stamps, which Shane Warne gifted to me back in 2001. I had the pleasure of interviewing the late great Shane Warne at Earl's Court ahead of the 2001 Ashes series, and what a gentleman he was. He gifted me afterwards. The reason he was at Earl's Court, it's a bit of a story, but I'll tell it anyway. He was at Earl's Court unveiling some Australian stamps. And they were $1 stamps, and a whole sheet of these stamps, an A4 sheet, basically made up a montage of Shane Warne in action. And he spent some time with me after the interview, just one-on-one, telling me about his bowling and telling me all sorts about him. And then he gifted me this set of stamps and he signed it for me. And me being a very generous young man that I was, I gave it away to somebody, and I got in touch with that person. And that person still has them. And he has said that, assuming that he can find the frame and get it all back to us, he will donate that to us in replacement for a place on the team. Now, he did used to play for Minster Lovell, Darryl, so he's that good. He's that good a player. He played for Minster Lovell.
Did he play in the OCA?
He played in the OCA, yeah. He was about 6'7". He was really tall. He's now sort of my age. Well, he's always been my age, I suppose, going through the years. He doesn't change. And he said he's probably quite old and quite slow. And I said, that's perfect for the Masked Cricketers, isn't it? Old and slow.
Yeah.
Just about fit. So if we can get that all framed up, I think, given what's happened over the last couple of weeks, I think that would be a real, it'll be an amazing auction gift, I think. And I don't know if you agree with me, Darryl, that was probably going to be worth a lot of money, especially after the tragic news, which I'm still shocked about, 10 days later, losing Shane Warne so very young. So that's one of the prizes. We'll obviously get others as well. I'm sure that we'll get our good friend from Great Minds to maybe help us out again with some bits and pieces as well. And it's going to be a great day because the last 2 have been brilliant. We'll probably dress up as something stupid again. There will be a place up for grab, I guess, Darryl, via auction to play for either the Masked Cricketers or the Lords Taverners. Sam King won that gift last year. I'm sure he'll be starting to open the bidding, but he had a great day, didn't he, Darryl? He paid some good money for it, which went to the charity, but what a day he had. He was thrilled to be involved, wasn't he?
I still remember his fielding where he I think he fell down on his knees and just covered the ball, smothered it.
It's a great bit off my bowling.
Yeah, it was. It was a great stop.
I say bowling, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah, chucking.
No, that's harsh.
I must admit, going back to the Shane Warne, incredibly sad news. It was interesting that my mum actually said to me that I'd mentioned Shane Warne quite a lot in passing, of saying how much I sort of admired the way he played his cricket, which was tough. He didn't mess around, and his skills. I don't think there will be anybody like him ever again. I really do believe that. I thought he was outstanding, but what's come out from social media is how he was such a gent off the field. and that's not something you perhaps would have associated with Shane Warne. In fairness, watching him on the cricket field, he was quite ferocious. So for me, that's quite nice that he's had those accolades, and well deserved. I mean, everybody said that he spent time. You've even said it, K-Dog. So for me, just a legend. That word is banded around, I know, but he is a complete legend. You're not K-Dog, obviously.
No,
but
because we also, of course, met him at Perth Airport, and he even had time. He even had time to have a quick chat to us there, didn't he? If you remember.
Yeah, he did. It was good to see the great man. To be fair, so our thoughts and well wishes go to family and friends. It's a sad time, but also sad day for cricket, without a doubt. And obviously, Rod Marsh as well was somebody that I sort of grew up watching and really liked watching. Actually, he was a left-handed bat, so he was got to be in the left-handed brigade. But he was an exciting cricketer and probably somebody who would have been really good in T20 cricket, actually. But he was an exciting keeper. He was always in the game. He was always chattering, and one of the greats for sure of Australian cricket as well. I did like watching Rod Marsh, I must admit.
Do you know any other keepers
for Australian cricket?
So do you know any other keepers that talk a lot behind the stumps? I don't know. There's one or two.
There's quite a few, to be fair.
But no, absolutely. That was slightly before my time. But obviously, I knew of Rod Marsh, and I watched a lot of sort of old footage back. And he was a very, very classy keeper, wasn't he? He was right up there with Alan Knott and Adam Gilchrist. Up there with the best, really. And what was tragic, of course, was Shane Warne, passing on his condolences just sort of 12 hours before his own sad passing. And it was a really sad day. And I think what sort of rings so true about Shane, particularly Shane Warne passing away, is the love and the outpouring of love from across the cricketing world. I watched something on Channel 9 on Australian television that they were saying that people in England were almost, more, they were almost posting more about Shane Warne than people in Australia, because he was a character that everybody sort of loved to hate, wasn't he? We all wished he was an Englishman and he could have played for England. But yeah, massive shock.
Absolutely. There's no words. There really isn't. What we can say is, should we have a little bit of a pundits panel? England's first Test match against the West Indies ended in quite a tame draw in the end. Very interesting comments from Carlos Braithwaite, saying how disrespectful it was for us to carry on. Well, I think it'd be disrespectful for just to walk off an hour or two before the end of the game if people have paid good money to watch a game of cricket. So I must admit, probably don't agree with Mr. Braithwaite there. I think that's quite a poor.
Well, I'm going to change the habit of a lifetime and agree with you a bit there, because although only 4 wickets were down with a fifth day pitch, you never would have known, would you? You could quite easily lose 3 or 4 wickets in a couple of overs. I think in a Test match, I think you don't go right to the end. I mean, obviously, if you're sort of a couple of overs from the end, you could probably, if there's still 6, 7 wickets to get, then you can call it a day. But you go into the last hour, don't you, and see where it goes. How many times have we seen England collapse in the last hour over the last few years? And the West Indies obviously not the greatest team in the world. It wouldn't have been beyond the realms of possibility. This is K-Dog almost being positive about England, so I won't say too much, but it wouldn't have been on the round possibility for Jack Leach or even Dan Lawrence, who bowled well, to sort of get a couple of wickets, and all of a sudden you're into the tail, and you never know. So no, I don't agree with that at all. I know he's local, Carlos Braithwaite. I know he lives in Oxford, but no, Mr. Braithwaite, we think you are incorrect on that.
Incorrect on that one, definitely. Yeah, spur of the moment, probably he at the moment sort of comment really, but no, I thought it was an intriguing Test match. Actually, I think there was some really good performances. Three centuries by England batters. When have we had that? I know somebody mentioned it was probably 2019, wasn't it? The last time there was 3 centuries in the game by England, but it doesn't happen very often. And to have 3 different people doing that was brilliant. And I must admit, Johnny Bairstow's innings I thought was incredibly good. He didn't put a foot wrong. He really didn't.
At the risk of being overly negative, I would
no, surely not.
I would rein in your enthusiasm slightly, given the standard of the opposition. However, as you always said, at any level, you still have to score the runs. So, yeah, and at the end of the day, in Jerome Taylor, that's a fantastic bowler. So, yes, I will bow to your better knowledge that it was okay, and that's really positive for me. Okay, is
I think for me it was a pitch that was a bit stodgy. It wasn't particularly quick. The outfield was very strange, I thought, actually. So
interestingly, George DeBell posted a day 1 picture of the pitch and a day 5 picture of the pitch, and day 5 looked better than day 1. It looked pristine on day 5. So I think it was one of those pitches that was just getting flatter and flatter, wasn't it?
I mean, it didn't do much, did it? And then the thing was, it was very slow. So it probably was easy to. It wasn't easy to bat, but it was probably, you're not getting things around your heads, too readily. But it was pleasing. I was pleased actually, Jack Leach, because I've been a sort of bit of a negative critic against Leachy, and I actually thought he bowled quite well, and he bowled how we want him to bowl, and that's dotting it up, putting pressure on so that the seamers can bowl at the other end, and it was much more like it, what we needed to do, and he did get some reward afterwards by bowling tight areas. So that was encouraging, I think, from an English cricket point of view. Dan Lawrence in the second innings, really played for the team. I thought that was encouraging as well. I think we've got the opener. I think Zach Crawley is there for a little while now. I think he looks the part. There are occasions when I feel his bat path does go across the ball a little bit, but that's easily rectified. So it's looking good. The seam attack bit fragile. It's obviously going to be fragile without Mark Wood in the next Test match. So that's looking forward to Wednesday. It should be good. It would have been nice to start with a win, but I think they're very evenly matched sides. Quite like the young opening bowler did play for West Indies under-15s in Oxfordshire in a festival.
The legend of John Finch was umpire, I believe.
Absolutely. So he
I just wanted to be a bit personal and say hello to a few people. Matt Bowden's online. Hello, Matt. We haven't got any leaks on potential players yet, Matt, but I'm sure over the coming weeks we'll have some leaks on that. And a new face to me, but somebody very well known. I'm going to say hello. I presume he's down under. Anthony Smith.
He is down under. How you doing, Arf? I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well.
I'm not sure he knows me particularly well, but I know Arf because I've heard that he was a bit of a legend of Great Chew, wasn't he? I think so.
Great Chew, yeah.
So I got that right, did I? I got that right. That's
right.
I was unsure there. I was unsure. Also, I thought it was really good during the Test match to see two masked cricketers at the Test match, Roland Butcher and Mike Gatting, sat next to hopefully two future ones, the two sirs, Vivian and Ian. I did put a little cheeky message to Roland to see if he could ask them for us while he was there. I didn't get a reply, but he did like it. He did like it.
He did like it. Yeah. Roland's quite good for that. He's good at having a little conversation with us, so that's quite nice. There's one or two masked cricketers that have done that. David Gower has kept in touch, Dan Norcross, and one or two others. It's quite nice.
He's still going, isn't he, Dan Norcross from the?
I think that's actually now on Disney Plus, and it's going into its I think about 162nd day.
Yeah,
and Dan is still talking, and he's still supping red wine, so he's doing quite well out there at the moment. So catch that one if you can. You can still get all of our previous episodes. I've tried to make it a little bit easier on YouTube to tell you who it is. So if you want to dib into a particular cricketer and listen to the interview after the silliness of the start, then please do so. And bit by bit, we're doing stuff with the podcast. Our person, Carla Buckingham, who's been doing that for us, is extremely busy now with other projects. Now lockdown has finished. So that is a little bit more of a part-time thing for her to do. So we're not expecting those to come out quite as regularly, but they will come out in Dribs and Drabs. So there's still plenty of things happening within the Marsh Cricketer family, if you like, pundits panel. And
we
so
haven't disappeared. That's the key message here to everybody. We unfortunately for you guys, we haven't disappeared. We will be back, and we will say now, although we haven't had any guests for a while, there are plans afoot for a couple of, as Daryl mentioned at the start, a couple of guests over the coming weeks and months. As he said, it won't be a regular weekly thing. We might have some regular pundits panels weekly or twice weekly, but we will be back. We'll be coming to your screens pretty much every week now between now and the 2nd of May to give you little drip feeds into the charity game. We'll probably try and get Mervyn back on from the Lord's Taverners. I'm sure we will to get Merv back on. I think it'd be quite nice to get George back on as well at some stage. Matthew, if you're still watching, if we can get George on one of these little promos, that'd be good. I'm sure Matthew is watching and he'll probably put a message in shortly to say that's fine. And we have a couple of ideas of some Marsh cricketers, a couple of big names that are potentially in the pipeline. But as Woodsy said, we weren't stood up as such. But when somebody's offered thousands of pounds to go and work for the BBC or join Daryl and me, it's no contest, really. They should have joined us.
Me and you, shouldn't they? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, Kieran. You didn't want this at all, but I'm definitely going to do it. This is a new thing for us. A little bit of music in the background. A little bit of music while we're talking.
Can't cope with that.
Yeah, well, it's multitasking, isn't it? So
I can't multitask.
No, absolutely. So let us know what you think if you'd like a little bit of music in the background. I'm when I hear interviews on radio and they've got music on the background, I'm thinking I'm a bit distracted by the music. I want to listen to the interview. So I'm not sure either, but it's new on StreamYard, so I thought I'd give it a go.
Give it a go.
It's like new technology to me. So me being a big kid, I like to have a go.
Anyway, back to the charity. If you could turn the music off just for a moment so I can concentrate on what I'm saying, that'd be very good.
Yes, please. What are you like?
So I was going to say, the Just Giving page is scrolling down there. It is still open. We've kept it open throughout, obviously, because we've been away. Stop it. Because we've been away for a few months, obviously, there haven't been any visitors to do it, but it is still open. If you could go... Stop it. If you could go to justgiving.com and search for the Marsh Cricketer, you can still donate there to the Lord's Taverners. We're up to, as I said, around about 6,500. I think it's 6,570 or something along those lines. The more we can raise between now and the charity day, the better. If we can get a really good sort of kickstart before the charity day, who knows? We could get close to 10,000, which... if we got anywhere close to 10,000, Daryl, after 3 episodes of the Marsh Cricketer game, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? If we could get anywhere near £10,000, that would have been beyond our wildest dreams 2 years ago, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I still think of some of the things that happened off the back of doing this silly little thing that we sorted out in lockdown, and I'm still incredibly proud of some of the achievements actually, and it's just lovely to think back over things and who we've actually spoke to, and some of the stories we've actually covered have been incredible, haven't they? They really have.
They have.
There were some harrowing ones. There were some real forthright interviews and some fun along the way as well, and still getting wrong when I spoke to Hoggy and asking him about his batting. So I learnt my lesson early doors on that one. So
I hope tomorrow when you're doing a session with me, you respect my batting and you say how good I am.
God, have I got to coach you tomorrow?
Maybe.
It's a late one as well, isn't it? It's a late one.
Yeah.
So, no, that should be good, Kieran. I expect you'll be trying to hit me. I have now got a net in front of me, so I'm a little bit protected. So it should be okay.
Looking forward to it.
Kieran,
I will have my eyes closed because it's the middle of the night, but that's probably no different to normal.
That's true. We've gone for 25 minutes, Kieran, so I think it's probably time to just wrap up. Is there anything... I know, stupid question. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, there is. I just want to... I just want to say we will come back probably once a week, as I said, between now and the 2nd of May, just with little sort of 15, 20-minute snips. We might have a quick discussion each week about the test match that's going on, and hopefully get some guests on. Matthew has just said George would love to come back on, so we will do that. George, we'll get you back on. We'll look to get maybe Dick Giles on. We'll certainly look to get Mervyn on to talk about the Lord's Taverners. And as I say, watch this space for some potential guests in the next couple of weeks as well, as we excitingly move towards the new cricket season. And the weather today, it really got me into the cricketing bug, to be honest. It was beautiful today, and I was walking to Sainsbury's earlier on, and it was the first properly warm day of the spring. It felt lovely, and it's the sort of day where you sort of, Tennyson once said, Alfred Lord Tennyson said, in the springtime, when the sun shines, a man's mind turns to cricket. And today was that day for me. Even though I'm rubbish, it did turn to cricket today. I was thinking, not long to go.
Very impressed with that little quote there, Kieran. Your knowledge knows no bounds, does it? Actually, so fair play to you there. I like it. Anything else? Anything else?
That'll do.
We got away with about 2.5 hours then. That was quite good. Look, thanks ever so much, you guys, for joining us tonight. Wasn't expecting as many of you on at live, so thank you for that. We do appreciate it. Please look out for more details, but it will be very similar to what we've done before on the 2nd of May 2022 at Oxford Downs Cricket Club for Oxford Downs Cricket Club. I can't keep going back to that, Kieran. I can't. I'm not that quick. Goodness sake, you know. Actually, I will. There you go. Oxford Downs Cricket Club. Join us for what will be another great day. Hopefully, if the weather is kind to us, but it'll be similar. It will be an event. Hopefully that you will enjoy. We have plenty of people there watching. Hopefully, commentating as we have done before. So really looking forward to it. 7 weeks today. I can't believe it's only 7 weeks today. And
I reckon Norcas might have finished his monologue by then to come.
He may well have done. Yeah, he may well have done. But until we see
I think he actually already has said. I think I messaged him the other week, and he did say that count me in was I think the words he mentioned. So as long as he's not got anything better to do, which he probably has, he'll be with us, and that'll be great to see Norcas again.
Yeah, it will. It will. Look, thanks again. We will see you very shortly. So you can't get away from us at all in the next 7 weeks. But for now, take care. Look forward to the cricket season. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.